All right, so I did the crisscross here, and now I'm going to do this other crisscross here. Now again, more and more, what I have to ask is, does this line look like it's going to the vanishing point that's out there? Every single one of these times that I do that, I have to make sure that the answer to that is yes. Okay? It's possible to make a mistake here, but the thing is there's a little bit more wiggle room than you might think, but you have to, fingers in the way. You really have to do your best to get that to look like it's going to that vanishing point. Criss, cross, criss, cross. Okay? Now, I've got to create this midplane. One of the things I can do is do this crisscross business. And I ought to be able to bring it right up through that midpoint. Okay? It ought to just, do both things. The thing is, what's more important than it going through that midplane or that midpoint, is that it's got to look like it's going to the same vanishing point. That's the thing it has to do. Ideally, I'd like to get them to do both things. Let's take a look at this. I'm going to rotate it through that midpoint, and it's not landing at exactly the same place. If I just connect those two dots, does it work? My sense is that it doesn't. I think I've got to rotate it out here a little. That, of course, puts us in kind of rob Peter to pay Paul land. That's better. If there's a slight jog off of it, it doesn't really matter. The thing about the ruler is that it wants to be really, really precise. The thing about drawing things freehand is it's much more about the big picture. Nevertheless, like a good tool is a good tool. So kind of finding, well, it just barely reaches. Finding that, trying to get this to do the same thing, should go through there, should go to the vanishing point. What's most important? That it goes to the vanishing point. For sure. See if you can get it to do both things. Here. That gets pretty wiggly, holding it up there when you're working on an easel. What do I think of that? Step back from it. Yeah, I think it's okay. Supposedly, if I connect these two dots, it ought to do both things. What I've noticed is that that frequently isn't what it does. I gotta have a good midplane though. Figure out the midplane. If you gotta, you know, like I say, if you gotta tweak this little thing to make that little thing work, then do it. Okay. That going through there, you know, I want it to land over here. So, where do I squeeze the balloon to make it bulge out so that it works? Sometimes it's just about the thickness of a line or of a point. Okay. All right. I'm going to firm this up. With free hand. Good heavens. Step back from it, look at the midplane. Can I buy it? I think that I can. The next thing that I'm going to do is crisscross this midplane and see if I can reconcile that with this. I want to have a crisscrossed bottom plane and a crisscrossed midplane. Okay? So I'll do that. I don't think you have to watch me do that.